After climbing a great hill, one only finds that there are many more hills to climb. No one is born hating another person because of the color of his skin, or his background, or his religion. People must learn to hate. And if they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love, for love comes more naturally to the human heart than its opposite. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. There's no easy walk to freedom anywhere, and many of us will have to pass through the valley of the shadow of death again and again before we reach the mountaintop of our desires. A good head and a good heart are always a formidable combination. I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. Resentment is like drinking poison and then hoping it will kill your enemies. Difficulties break some men but make others. No axe is sharp enough to cut the soul of a sinner who keeps on trying, one armed with the hope that he will rise even in the end. Peace is not just the absence of conflict. Peace is the creation of an environment where all can flourish, regardless of race, color, creed, religion, gender, class, caste, or any other social markers of difference. I dream of an Africa which is in peace with itself. Courageous people do not fear forgiving, for the sake of peace. Let us not forget that freedom is not free. I am fundamentally an optimist. Whether that comes from nature or nurture, I cannot say. Part of being optimistic is keeping one's head pointed toward the sun, one's feet moving forward. There were many dark moments when my faith in humanity was sorely tested, but I would not and could not give myself up to despair. That way lays defeat and death. Education is the great engine of personal development. It's through education that the daughter of a peasant can become a doctor, that the son of a mine worker can become the head of the mine, that a child of farm workers can become the president of a great nation. It's what we make out of what we have, not what we are given, that separates one person from another. As I have said, the first thing is to be honest with yourself. You can never have an impact on society if you have not changed yourself. Great peacemakers are all people of integrity, of honesty, but humility. Lead from the back and let others believe they are in front. It's never my custom to use words lightly. If 27 years in prison have done anything to us, it was to use the silence of solitude to make us understand how precious words are and how real speech is in its impact on the way people live and die. It's not the kings and generals that make history but the masses of the people, the workers, the peasants, the doctors, the clergy, and their activities over the centuries. There is no such thing as part freedom. It always seems impossible until it's done. A winner is a dreamer who never gives up. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Do not judge me by my successes. Judge me by how many times I fell down and got back up again. There's no passion to be found playing small in settling for a life that is less than the one you are capable of living. I am the captain of my soul. For to be free is not merely to cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedom of others. I like friends who have independent minds because they tend to make you see problems from all angles. The first thing is to be honest with yourself. You can never have an impact on society if you have not changed yourself. It's what we make out of what we have, not what we are given, that separates one person from another. I have cherished the ideal of a democratic and free society in which all persons live together in harmony and with equal opportunities. It's an ideal which I hope to live for and to achieve. But if needs be, it's an ideal for which I am prepared to die. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. I am not a saint, unless you think of a saint as a sinner who keeps on trying. It's better to lead from behind and to put others in front, especially when you celebrate victory when nice things occur. You take the front line when there is danger. Then people will appreciate your leadership. We must use time wisely and forever realize that the time is always ripe to do right. Real leaders must be ready to sacrifice all for the freedom of their people. I detest racialism because I regard it as a barbaric thing, whether it comes from a black man or a white man. It's so easy to break down and destroy. The heroes are those who make peace and build. To deny people their human rights is to challenge their very humanity. I am not an optimist, but a great believer of hope. Man's goodness is a flame that can be hidden but never extinguished. Money won't create success. The freedom to make it will. What is your favorite quote that has influenced you the most? Let us know in the comments and discuss with others.